Hi, you guys. My name is Dr. Cheryl Meyer, and welcome. I'm here at my office today. We're going to talk about the multi-dimensional level of existence that we are on. We are operating within such a matrix, such a beautiful system. And not just that, we're going to talk about when you understand this, when you have an understanding of the divine, because the divine is a mystery, but it's a mystery that you can approach. They said, I remember in my philosophy class, right, a long time ago, that it was like a philosophy class, but if you're a kid and you draw a circle, you might draw it like that, and then you might draw a better and better circle. I love this. This is like my ring. All right, so I was just talking to someone. Jesus taught us when we pray. You think Jesus would know about praying, right? Go into the inner room and shut the doors. So this is what this ring reminds me of. To go into your inner room and shut the doors of all your other senses. Shut the doors so you stop giving your attention to all these lesser things that are not worth your attention. You get to choose, right? Oh, there's so much I want to tell you right now. I feel like all of the answers to the universe just showed up with my last client, only because I'm really practiced now at when I'm in my element, when I'm with my clients, I'm surrendered to what needs to come through me for them. And I have all my, I have a million books. This is like one bookshelf of like 20 of books that I've read and studied to get my doctorate, and all the training, 9 years of school and a year in Montreal was part of that for my internship. But at the end, I have all of that. That's like the filter. It comes through that. Like all of those things get highlighted. So what you put in your brain is worth having. Your brain is useful, but being surrendered and open to I call it the Holy Spirit, what the Holy Spirit wants to reveal to me, what to bring up, how to, it's because we all are spirits, we're souls. We're all the mystics say this, we're souls in a body. We are consciousness in a body. And the more you know that, I'm going to turn this light on, the more you are aware of your true essence. It's if I am a soul in a body, but I only saw myself as a body, then I would be missing out on understanding some of the elements of who I am. Right? Let's do it. Like, I don't have a ring light here or anything like that. Okay, so all right. Things in life, things in our world are oftentimes a microcosm of something bigger. So let's say someone comes in with a certain problem, but that problem reveals actually some pattern that they learned in childhood that's happening with their work. I used to draw a circle. I've done that before in my videos, so you can look for those. I think the 5-minute relationship one has this, but it's like, here's a circle, and then here I have problems with my work, problems with my kids, problems with my spouse, problems at home. They're not problems, they're just situations that come up. But it all stems from how I'm still operating from this pattern from within. And so instead of putting out all these fires and like trying to figure out, like, you can try to figure out how to get your finances in place, get your work in place, deal with your husband, deal with your kids, and then your kids have problems. And then, you might have an addiction and that has problems. And you can do that, but that'll distract you and take up a lot of time. You can do it a little bit to keep the fire contained, and then spend the most time working. And the divine love, like, if God is our creator, which I understand God to be our creator, then I love how Latoya says it. He's our manufacturer. And she got it from Dr. Miles Monroe, but it's just common sense to understand. He's our manufacturer. It's beyond he, okay? God is both the masculine and the feminine, way, way, way beyond that. I love in the Old Testament, in the Jewish writings, in the Torah, it's the, whenever it's Lord, Lord, capital, it's the I am that I am, the eternal one. That's their name. Hold on, I got it. Put away a notification without turning off the video. So the eternal one, the one that's in the eternal realm, you know, our father, mother, who are in the eternal realm. Holy is your name. Your name is whole and complete and full, and you know all the fullness of all of time. You're looking above time. And, you know, holy is your name in us, in each person I interact with. This is why I'm saying it's like, it's such a beautiful matrix. It's so intelligent design, and beyond our comprehension of intelligence. But just like that circle is, you can approach it. You can approach, like, you know, if I have a husband or something, my husband can know me year 1, but year 20, he's going to know a lot more me, because he's gotten a lot closer, and I'm always changing, and these different aspects of me are being highlighted different days, and I'm learning more stuff, and things are getting rewired in me, and like God is like the sun that's shining through me more and more, and it's just like clearing out old stuff and healing other stuff and making more beautiful and growing. Oh, I see these little flowers in front of me, like Susan and Lucy with Aslan, you know, but look at these flowers. It's like, that's what caught my eye when I'm describing this, is like these flowers. Oh, and there's flowers behind, you know. Roses, rise, open your soul eyes. When you open your soul eyes, this world is like Narnia. This world is so beautiful. Your life it takes on so many more dimensions, and it's so purposeful here. And it's like, you know, if I thought the only reason I was here was like to put on makeup and have, I can't even do it, like big lips or something, or like by my behind. Someone was talking about that. Latoya was listening to a video of hers on my way to work today. Latoya Okia. But we're not making fun. Everyone can go, you know, everyone's learning in their own way. So like, go after whatever you think you need to go after if you want to, you know, and then that's what I was listening to. I was hearing this morning in my inner mind. I remembered this quote, which was like, you can either learn from wisdom or learn by the whip of destiny, which is like, you know, like people call karma, or when, I think it's Jesus, I know he said it somewhere. It's like, what you sow is what you'll reap. If you put seeds in the ground, you're gonna reap those, you know. If you put but the whip of destiny is like when I put my hand on the stove and I get burned. Like, I learned, because I have that scar for the next 6 months or something until it heals, you know. So I wanted to just give you the example that was given to me this morning, about, like, if you were in my life, you could see how magical it is. But if you've come along with me, or if you want to go back to any of my other videos, you see what I'm talking about. You see that I am not making this up right now. You'll see the sequence of how I don't have to put the date right now, because I don't date my videos, but the sequence of how I released them, you'll know what was before, because it was released before. But it's just one verse. One verse came up in this spiritual practice, this daily practice that I have. I won't get into how different ones are assigned to me, but this just came up in our reading today. Let's just call it the daily reading, right? And it's a psalm, and it's the first verse of the psalm that we were reading. And don't get turned off. Don't turn this off right now just because you hear the word verse. If you think of a divine orchestrator, you think of an orchestra, you know. Oh, my friend Elliott Smith could like see whole songs all the different, the horns and the, I don't remember what's all in an orchestra, but all the different, the strings, all the different sounds, the drums, the percussion, all the different sounds in the orchestra. It's like Beethoven or something, Someone said that it's like Beethoven's Ninth Symphony just happened accidentally. Like, it didn't happen accidentally. But you don't have to agree with me, but just go and enter into your imagination right now, because I have a lot of friends that are atheists and stuff. It's fine. Like wherever you are is fine. I'm not judging that. It's just imagine for a second, that there is a beautiful orchestration in all this, and someone knows all the different parts and how they play and how to give people free will and how to forgive them for the wrong that they do, the harm that they do. This is part of this, and how to actually call them and hold them accountable, which I get teary-eyed, because in my childhood, I still, my heart like wishes so much that the narcissist I grew up with had accountability and wasn't allowed. And one definition of a narcissist is, I am the piece of crap that the world revolves around. That's so funny. It was just 11:11 when I said that, and that's like high enlightenment. And there's anyway, I can talk about that some other time. I'm not talking about just being superstitious about numbers. I'm talking about letters and numbers, and Hebrew letters have a true meaning, and other people have assigned other meanings. But anyway, so and so when you are the piece of crap that the world revolves around, then you don't know your true identity. You don't know yourself as soul. You don't know yourself as beloved, as loved, as cherished, as like someone who is worth having high standards, worth being disciplined for, worth putting in the effort, worth loving on a high level, and so when you feel like you are this piece of crap, but you have to inflate yourself and be all about the fake, and all about acquiring the fake around you, I'm getting this intuition, like I feel sorry if you're going down that path, because if you're in the love of God, and I believe God is always trying to love us, he'll strip all of that. He, she, like God, beyond that divine love, will strip all of that away from you. And I just feel so bad, because I don't want people to have to lose all of that. Because they don't have to, if they just learn this. But if we have to learn by the whip of destiny, then that's how it plays out. It just plays out that way. It's like gravity works like that. I can't go against gravity. And so if there's a loving God, then God, divine love, is orchestrating all this stuff. And so, let's get into this, because this will show you. This is show you how one verse is like one verse. It's like one comma, the word that I was talking about, Lord, capital Lord, in the Torah is Yahweh. That's how it's written in Hebrew. And Yah is feminine and Way is masculine. And the other day I got this image, I got this vision of the yin and the yang is like the oneness. But look, I wish I had one right with me, but it's like in the white half and the dark half, there's a dot that has the dark, and in the white, I didn't know why God was showing me this. I didn't grow up with the yin and yang symbol around me and stuff. But in the dark, there's this black side that has a white dot. But what I saw was I was just being directed to meditate just on the first part of the name of God, which is Yah. And but I was like, there's me, I want everything there, everything included. I don't want anyone excluded. That's why I'm always saying I include everyone of all religions. And I'm often wearing black and white like this. And like, it's always like the yin and the yang. That's just how I subconsciously operate now, because I have my room is all black and white, because I want to include both, But what he was showing me is that, I was like, I don't want to just meditate on the feminine part of God. We've so much we've had so much emphasis on the masculine part, but the feminine part, but it was like, just trust me. Divine love was like, just trust me, Cheryl. My name is Dr. Cheryl Meyer, by the way. I'm a psychologist, and I help people navigate through your spiritual awakening, and all of life is a spiritual awakening, and more. I want to just equip you so that you have your mind working, but you're not working for your mind, so that you are disciplined and your addictions aren't dragging you around in life, so that you're not lost in all your problems from childhood. I have so many aspirations of how I want to equip you, and every video does that. So just pick the ones where the title resonates. Just trust. But Divine Love was saying to me, just trust. And I was like, okay, fine. I'll just take, because I want to, like, you know, I'm not like a hoarder anymore or anything, but it's like, I want everything, you know. But you can see in my videos, I try to include everything, and that's why the short videos are sometimes better for me, but sometimes, anyway. But I was meditating on the feminine, and then he showed me the yin and yang, or Divine Love showed me the yin and yang symbol, and how even the feminine has the masculine in it. And if you go into the dot, the dark dot of the masculine, you come back out to the dark that has the white dot in it, and you go into the white dot, and it has a little bit of the black dot in it. And so it's like the masculine and feminine are all in the feminine. So I'm just explaining this to you because it can all of the whole universe could probably be described in that first verse in Genesis. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. You know what I mean? It's like out of the void, this was created. Like all of the problems that I was just saying could be solved. Like there's so much we could just sit for a long time and contemplate that. But let me show you this one verse. And this is what I made out of one verse. I don't want to show this other side because that was my yesterday's journal, so I don't know what's in it. I didn't look. But it's funny because I was like instructed in my heart. I could see, no, go to this plain page. I'm like, why? I don't want to go to a plain page. And so I didn't. And then I didn't know I'd be making this video right now. I'm like, oh, that's why. Because, you know, Divine Love knows I want to show all of this. I'll cover up my journal. There. And then this is what I wrote today. All right. And so if you want to just go back and pause that and look at it. But so this is the verse. I'll cover this up because I don't know what that is. I think this is the verse just by itself. I wrote it on a lily petal. All right. And so, but yeah, don't be caught up that it looks religious. Just look beyond that. Look beyond the surface, you know. Just choose to look beyond the surface. You know, if you're here, you're already doing that. You're already doing that. So I commend you and I appreciate you for doing that. I appreciate you for yourself. I'm speaking as your soul, saying to you, I appreciate you for ignoring the exterior. Even though I have my doctorate, I work in such a different way. I work led by the spirit of the divine, by love, you know, because I want you to know love, and I want you to be wise and sharp and smart and intelligent, but also wise, you know. But okay, so it said, how blessed is he. It said he, but I wrote down she because I'm doing it in my journal. How blessed is she whose wrongdoing is forgiven, whose sin is covered, right? And before that, right, even before that, in part of this verse, it said a psalm of David. So David was the king whose son was Solomon. All right, I gotta leave in a couple minutes. And so it said a maskshil. It's maskshil. I don't know how to pronounce that in Hebrew, but it's like a poem or song of contemplation. It says instructing through a song. Well, my whole life right now is creating, I have a website called yoursoulsongs.com, is creating teaching through pop songs, you know. And so it's like, I thought that, like, why is God using me to do this? Like, why am I doing that? But then, and I thought, like, I was the only person doing it, it's new or whatever. Like, see, and someone gave me this a long time ago for my birthday, and she didn't know why she was buying it for me, but she's a really intuitive friend. you know, because I didn't even play the guitar, I don't think, when she gave that to me or sang or anything. But she just felt, she said she was directed, you know. But anyway, it's instruction, didactic instruction through a poem, a skillful song, skillful. And so even at the beginning of that, and David is a king, right? David was a king, the one that killed Goliath, the giant. And we all are learning how to be giant killers in our lives and how to be kings and queens. And when you pray, you know, when they ask Jesus how to pray, he says, you know, our Father, Mother, because the word includes that, but our Father who art in heaven, it's our creator, our pater, but it's in Greek, but in Aramaic, it's, anyway, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. You're learning how to bring the kingdom, the soul kingdom, the kingdom of how we were actually created. You're asking that to come on into this earth. Adam was made out of the earth. You're asking that kingdom to reign in you instead of the kingdom of your egotism that will leave you in shambles. It promises the world and leaves you with nothing. That's a lyric from one of my songs, so I can quote it, you know, and I don't have to pay copyright. It's like, you promised the world and left me with nothing. That is the nature of egotism. It's always in lack, and it's always trying to run from the lack, and it takes you into illusion. Because you can't get your worth from physical things. You can't get your worth from that. You can know your worth and create beautiful physical things, you know, and have wealth. But you got to know your true wealth first. So that's what I'm wanting to equip. And so blessed is she or he, whoever you are. Blessed are you. Blessed means happy, happiness, blessed. How happy are you? How genuinely, truly happy are you, right? Let me finish this so that you understand. When your unrighteousness, which is when you take advantage of other people. I was thinking of being ghosted again this morning. It was like coming up to be healed, you know, and the ways I have ghosted myself. When I have taken advantage, to have unlawful entry. How happy are you whose unrighteous ways are forgiven, who all of the times you have hurt other people or hurt yourself or stepped on yourself or let other people step on you, you know, because you thought you had to do that, you know. I thought I had to. I thought that was just included in the package deal, and it's not included. You can let it go. All right, I want to be mindful of the time. Whose unrighteousness is forgiven and whose sin is covered. There's so much in this. It's like, and I wrote the Hebrew words and stuff, but if you just sat with one of the Hebrew words, even the Hebrew letters, the letters look like this. But I remember studying the Hebrew letters. Each letter is a story, you know, like the Ha in Yahweh, but the Ha is over. I wrote the Ha somewhere. It looks like a house, you know, or Bethlehem. Anyway, the B looks like a house, and it's called the house of bread, lechem. Anyway, every letter, there's so much beauty in all this. It's just like if we looked at a sunset. Someone sent me a picture of horses at a sunset the other day. He does these horse rides in the sunset. And it was just so beautiful. You could just keep that on repeat, and just feel so enriched from that. But when I was entering in, all I wanted to say is, we don't have to go into all this and break this down, but when I was surrendering my own idea and my own, you know, it's like I have to do a Bible study or I have to be religious or whatever it is. No, when I enter into what the divine love is lovingly showing me in the moment, it was like healing balm, like healing ointment that was healing all of the wounds of my past in one verse. It was just so beautiful. It was speaking of the songs. It's speaking of how to be like a king and how to align with the giant killer, the one whose heart was after God. It said David's heart was after God. Now he messed up some, you know, because his heart went back into pleasing himself some, and then, you know, we can vacillate. We're not always perfect, but we want to make a practice, a continued practice of getting back in alignment with divine love. And, oh, thy kingdom come. Oh yeah, I remember again, thy kingdom come. And as you practice that, but look at that. Blessed, happy are you when you understand how deeply that your own trespasses, your own ways that you have abused. The word unrighteousness is about trespassed. When you've abused other people's rights, when you stepped on them, when you've played with them, you played on them and exploited them. This is what we've done to ourselves because we didn't know. I didn't know my worth, that I was worth protecting more. I'm worth not letting people in until they show me their character over time. No, I'm worth more than that, you know? And I'm worth more knowing that I'm not alone. You're not starving right now. You're fasting. You're not, watch my video and you're not starving, you're fasting. It changes everything. I'm not lonely. I'm choosing to be alone right now because I'm in a desert place, because God is hiding me from people that would take advantage of me because I didn't know my real worth yet. And he's renewing, the divine love is renewing my mind so that when I'm not hidden anymore, people won't take advantage of me because I won't put up with any of it. It makes you indestructible, like, what is that? Unstoppable, you know? And so it's like, it makes you these things in such a loving and tender way. There's a verse in Hosea that says, I have taken her out to the desert places and I will woo her. I'll draw her back, not like a player, you know, but, and speak tenderly to her heart, because that's the divine love. The divine love does speak tenderly and acts tenderly and wants to embrace you with love. And so, like, we could go into that verse, but what I wanted to show you was not the verse per se, but how one verse, when you surrender to divine love and go, wait, what are your answers about my life? You know, I see it in billboards, I see it in a song, because I asked God, but I've asked God for a long time, show me yourself, show me your love in everything, you know? And it's not like superstitious looking at these numbers or that, or, you know, certain, you know, things and stuff like that. I don't encourage anything of the occult. I encourage, but just be present with divine love and ask, and you're safe. I mean, people can misuse verses as well. The devil did when he tempted Jesus. He used verses, but Jesus knew a higher verse that corrected the way that he was twisting the verse. So, you know, just ask God for divine enlightenment. But happy is she whose unrighteousness is forgiven, is carried for you by someone else, by the divine. The divine carries for it, and whose sin is covered. Covered means, like, the first time covered came up in the Bible was when the waters covered everything and Noah was safe in the ark, you know. And that's a different word for sin. The word unrighteousness and sin in that verse are two different verses, and they have all this depth of meaning. And the more you understand how much has been given to you, grace to heal all the ways you stepped on your own self by letting other people step on you and use you, you know, then you can understand how to forgive them. Forgive them. They know not what they're doing. They're acting in unconsciousness. Forgive does not mean excuse. But anyway, I wish you so much love. Thanks for being here. Share and like and comment and subscribe.